Real estate agents, three important things to know about manual underwriting. I'm going to break this down for you. I'm Phil Crescenzo, branch manager for Nation One Mortgage out of the Charleston area. Born and raised in Philly, go Birds. But I'm down here looking at loan file scenarios and I'm wondering how much of this information my agent partners actually know. So I'm going to break this down for you. There's a lot of things that you need to know, but let me give you the top three. These are the three. All right, one, it's not common, okay? And I'm going to give you examples of each one. But what you have to remember is underwriting, manual underwriting, to most lenders, and especially bigger institutional lenders, it's not common. They don't really want to lend in those areas, and they don't see enough examples. The second thing you have to understand is it's lender discretion. What that means is you're getting information of what the lender's decided, what's important or what's not, or what they've added to their own criteria that you would never know. And you're not going to get that from the lenders that are padding the rules. How would you? You have to fight for your clients. You got to get the information. The third is, and I'll give you guys a real live example of this too, it can affect a loan approval by 100,000, hundreds of thousands even in the example I'm going to share, by misreading, miscalculating guidelines. We're being too aggressive, too strict, too conservative on what we're going to use that the client legitimately has to bring to the table. And that could be in the form of not using their income the right way, debt ratios, and I'm going to break all that down. So first scenario of it not being common. This is where you get random loan conditions that don't make a lot of sense or they seem excessive because it's probably not something the client can meet. So if I was a lender and I really didn't want a manual underwriting file, I would just add more conditions. I would just say, you need 3 months of reserves. That's 3 months of your mortgage payment in the bank. You can have no late payments for 3 years. You need to have on-time rent. I can add a lot of things that may or may not actually be in the guidelines. And how would the client know? And certainly the agent, you're just getting a loan approval that's significantly less or all of a sudden just not working out. And then you hear these words, manual underwrite. Well, now you lost all the visibility. Okay, second example, lender discretion. A lender discretion on what they determined is important, and they can say, we don't feel like this client or this buyer is maintaining their obligations satisfactorily. It's kind of close, but we don't feel like they're in position to make a new home purchase. Manual underwriting, it's up to the lender. We're not going to get them to change their mind. So that's a second scenario. The third one is the most important one that I shared, where you're going to see a significant difference. Manual underwriting, if you look in the VA handbook and you were just like looking really fast, like you're going to skim through and let me just get the bullet points, you're going to see a debt ratio of 41%, right in that section, 41%. But the VA, when you continue reading down, actually goes by residual income. And if you can meet that criteria, the debt ratio could be expanded significantly. So I had a client, $225,000 max. This is the call I get from the realtor. Hey, Phil, help us out. There's no way. We're looking at houses that are $400,000. We're maxed at $250,000. We don't know what to do. I open up the file and I could see misses all over it. But the biggest one was the debt ratio that they told the client they had to meet. That was wrong right out of the gate. Didn't give them the other details. Once we did it correctly, we actually gave them a loan approval of $500,000. We could have went up. We didn't need to go up anymore. That's double, more than double. And all that took about 48 hours, a day or two, once we had all the documents in place. And this client was beating their head against the wall for 2 months, frustrated, about to lose everything. And my realtor partner is now damaging her relationship. The longer this goes, and the more stuff starts getting posted on social and everything else, that reputation is getting damaged by the day until we turned it around. Now those posts are all celebrating. They're getting in the $500,000 house. We're getting them the approval. They're veterans. They earn this. They deserve this. We owe it to them. So we're very serious around here about all client approvals, especially veterans. All client approvals, everybody gets treated the same way. Everybody feels respected. They don't get judged on credit scores. They don't get judged on past mistakes. They get treated like people. We love them. We respect them. We appreciate our partners. That's all I got. Click in the comments below for more.